Pennsylvania SPCA, the morning shift has just begun. But the first emergency case has already arrived. Agents have just brought in a severely emaciated dog. He's barely alive and so weak, he's unable to walk by himself. As well as being emaciated, he's severely dehydrated and desperately needs fluids to support his system if he's going to survive. Vet Dr. Ravi Morarka hooks him up to a catheter. Director of Law Enforcement George Bengal suspects this is a cruelty case and wants to investigate.
This dog was turned in over Philadelphia Animal Care and Control in an emaciated condition. The lady said that she's had the dog for 7 years and that she don't know how it got in this condition, how it got to that level. So we took the dog from over there, having Dr. Morarka do an exam on this dog to confirm that the condition is due to emaciation and malnutrition, and we're going to send somebody out there now probably to arrest her.
The dog's name is Champ. Morarka needs to check whether an underlying illness is causing a loss of appetite or whether he is simply being starved. But a simple test leaves him in no doubt that Champ is ravenous.
Look how hungry it is. It makes me so sad. It makes me angry and sad. I mean, this dog has been starved God knows how many days. I mean, it's only skin and bones, no muscle inside. I mean, this shows that how much he was starving. He has been not fed probably months. I don't understand a simple thing. If you can give a food and water and shelter, you don't get this dog in this condition. Lisa, can you please call George?
Morarka is convinced this is a cruelty case.
George, this dog is infested with the fleas. He is the skin and bone condition. I'm doing Lyme tests and heartworm tests, but basically this is the starvation case.
We just found out that she has a cat for sure in the property, so we're going to get a search warrant. We're going to go back in and take it and remove everything and then charge her with all the animals that we find in the house, and including this animal.
But this condition, MAS, it looked like it's just a basic starvation.
In every cruelty investigation, the medical team needs to document information that may be crucial to the case. They transfer Champ to the evaluation room, where he can be weighed. The results are shocking.
Can you believe that he's just 21 pounds? I mean, he should be at least 60 pounds or something like that.
Champ is only a third of the weight he should be.
I mean, it's so sad, and he's fully infested with the fleas. Fleas are dancing all over the place over here. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna spray it. Oh, you good boy, you good boy, you good boy.
It is heartbreaking for the team to see a dog in this condition.
You don't weigh anything, do you?
They desperately want him to pull through, but they know with such an extreme case of starvation, Champ may never recover. Meanwhile, in North Philadelphia, the Humane Law Enforcement team have obtained a search warrant. They're at the home of Champ's owner.
SPCA says no, we're gonna kick the door.
Under the terms of the warrant, the officers are permitted to enter the house even if the owner isn't home, and if necessary, by force. As Bengal checks whether they can gain access from the back, officers Wayne Smith and Darlene Souza spot an open window and enter the house.
SPCA search warrant! Search warrant, SPCA!
Can you come downstairs?
As they search the property, the police arrive to give backup in case the owner returns. After a few moments, Souza brings out a small black and white kitten.
So far, the lady's in there. She's upstairs as a daughter. One little kitten. I mean, we didn't see no litter pan or anything in there. There's just some newspaper on the floor. I guess that's what they're using for litter. But we have a daughter in there, so she's coming downstairs now. We'll speak to her.
Souza is relieved that it's the only other pet at the property. But the conditions inside the house are shocking.
There's trash all over. I mean, there's an odor, old food laying around, bottles. I mean, there's electric on in there, but I doubt there's any running water in that house. I mean, we went down the basement, and that's mainly where the dog was confined because there's feces all over. There's cobwebs from when we had the door all the way down, we were knocking them out of our face. So the dog just like lived down there with all that trash.
Not at all.
As we've seen inside is unfit even for animal or a human being. I mean, there is a teenager in there. We're waiting for her aunt right now to come and take her out of there. The mom's not there, so we did remove one kitten from it. That's all she stated they had was the dog and a kitten. It's bad in there.
The officers finished searching the house.
Darlene, everything's out, right?
With such squalid living conditions, they've become concerned for the owner's daughter.
We thought the house was abandoned. Then we heard a voice from upstairs. It was a teenager. She's about 15 years old, and all rooms except hers is completely destroyed.
The officers have contacted Child Services and arranged for Smith to take the young girl to stay at her aunt's until the house is cleared up. As a father himself, Smith is deeply moved by the girl's plight.
In the 5 years of doing this job, that's the first time I became attached to one of these jobs. I always could separate myself from a job with no problem, separate myself from the animals with no problem. But this one was so close to home because I actually got a 15-year-old daughter at home, and she kind of resembled a little. So when I seen her and just seeing how she lived, couldn't do nothing. And it felt like you hopeless. And then when I asked her, did she eat today? And she said, yeah, at school. What kid you eat at school and then rot and just go off the rest of the day off of that?
Do you know what
Yes, no.
Even with years of experience, the officers are sometimes faced with situations so tragic, they're overwhelmed. The issue of Champ is still unresolved. The officers will have to return when his owner is home. But having done all they can for now, they head back to the shelter. In North Philadelphia, Pennsylvania SPCA trainee agent Juan Martinez is on his way to the city's animal care and control.
We just received a call from PACA. Someone actually turned in a cat with injuries around the neck and lacerations. So they sent me over here to check on the condition of the cat and see if it's actually cruelty. Is it actually really bad?
Kennel manager Rob Rosa shows Martinez the small collar they removed from the cat after her owner handed her in. It had cut into the skin, causing a deep wound under the cat's leg. It's become infected and is extremely painful.
Is why. Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a really bad embedded collar.
Yeah, the collar was wrapped around up under the arm and around the neck.
Martinez takes a photograph for evidence.
Got it.
So this cat, when it was adopted, it was thinner than this, and she might have tried to slide out of the collar with one paw, but couldn't get the rest of her body out. It stood there. They left it there. The cat gained weight, and they got embedded.
Rosa explains to Martinez that the temporary collar was put on the cat when she was adopted from PACA 6 months ago, but should have been removed immediately.
This should come off his neck. This is not a collar. This is a identification while it's here. So she should have took that collar off that night. It's a really great cat. She's in a lot of pain.
Martinez is convinced this is a clear case of long-term neglect.
Right now, I'm going to transfer this cat to our shelter, to the SPCA, and from there we're going to start our investigation. Because of the injury, I mean, you can tell this person wasn't even paying attention to the cat or even touching the cat at all. Dr. Lee's going to take a look at it now, but the injury is pretty bad.
Inside the surgery preparation room, Martinez tells Dr. Rachel Lee what he knows about the case.
So it's around the neck? It was around the neck?
It was around the neck.
Okay.
And he got a really bad wound now right
sure
under the arm.
Okay.
But really bad, just like
cat nice?
it is.
It's a nice
yeah,
cat?
it's a nice cat.
Okay.
Open it up.
That is nasty.
Pull it up. It's really bad.
That's really nasty.
I'm gonna sedate this cat so we can start cleaning it up, get it on the mend. So, that's pretty nasty.
My thing is with this cat having this bad odor, how can you not?
Oh yeah.
You know,
That's how embedded collars always present like this. Like you could not miss it. The odor is horrible.
horrible.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst smells ever.
It is because it's just necrotic,
bad.
infected
Yeah.
tissue. It's horrible. You can't miss it.
With the cat sedated, Lee shaves the area around the wound so she can begin to clean the infected area.
Unlike the neck embedded collars that we've seen dogs, these, because they're under the armpit, they tend to just cut in and cut in and cut in, and there's nothing really left to close. You can just imagine if you had something sawing away under your armpit, how that would feel. It's basically what's been going on here.
With such a serious case of neglect, Martinez wants to track down the cat's owner right away.
I mean, but why are you gonna go adopt a cat that you're not even gonna pay attention to? That you're not even gonna touch? Most likely, depending on her story, she can get cited for this.
In North Philadelphia, Officer Wayne Smith is heading back to the house where yesterday, officers found a small kitten and a teenage girl living in terrible, squalid conditions. The homeowner handed in a dog named Champ that was so starved, he weighed only a third of his normal body weight. In just 24 hours, Champ has made great progress and is alert and thriving. But Smith wants to talk to the owner to try to get the case resolved.
So right now I'm going back to the property because I never got to speak with the mother. So I'm going back in there to see if I can speak with the mother and get her to sign that cat over and possibly ride past the aunt's house to see how the daughter's doing. It's really not my responsibility to go out there and check on the daughter, but yesterday that little girl reminded me of so much of my daughter. It really touched my heart yesterday, and I just want to make sure she's okay because she was real upset.
As Smith arrives at the property, he is met by the girl's mother.
Hey ma'am, how you doing? I'm Officer Smith from the Pennsylvania SPCA. That's all your stuff you cleaning up, ma'am?
Yeah, that's going out. This is my file.
Okay, you did clean, ma'am. You definitely clean. My job is pretty much just the concern of animals, making sure animals got food, water, shelter, vet care.
Smith wants her to surrender the kitten to the SPCA so it can be placed for adoption.
All right, just need you to sign here. Just sign your name here and your address right underneath of it.
As she signs the kitten over, Smith broaches the subject of her young daughter.
Okay. I have a 15-year-old. 15-year-old too. She just turned 15. She reminds me so much of your daughter, right? So I was talking to her, and your daughter's very upset. And she's 15. She's supposed to be thinking about nothing but fun.
And
going to school, having fun. You may give her a few chores to do. She do them chores, and then right back to fun. Her schoolwork, fun, and chores. It should be that. And loving her mother, and you loving her back. It shouldn't be about her coming in. It shouldn't be about her coming in from school worrying about, wow, I got a lot of stuff here, being embarrassed about her friends going out. And it shouldn't be about that with a 15-year-old. It shouldn't be.
Smith had intended to cite the woman for animal cruelty for neglecting Champ, but he can see she's struggling to look after herself and her daughter. She needs help.
Come on.
I want my baby back.
Yeah, and you know what? You know how you gonna get your baby back? You know how you gonna get your baby back, man? You're gonna get your baby back by doing the right thing, all right?
I miss my kid.
Okay? We're gonna work together to get your baby back, all right? She still needs help. We got the dog and we got the cat out of there, and I'm gonna go ahead on and try to help her as much as I can.
Champ and the kitten are now in safe hands. But Smith knows, even with his help, the woman and her daughter face a long challenge ahead. In Southwest Philadelphia, the Pennsylvania SPCA's Humane Law Enforcement team are heading out to a house to serve a search warrant. Officer Leonard Knox has received a tip-off that there are pit bulls at the property that may be being trained to fight. The officers don't know who or what they might encounter and have called ahead for police backup.
Pennsylvania SPCA, we have a search warrant.
Armed with the search warrant, Knox and his teammates, Officer Wayne Smith and trainee agent Juan Martinez, get ready to enter the house.
SBCA, search warrant!
Hello.
Search warrant, SBCA! Search warrant, SBCA!
At the back of the property, there are 5 adult pit bulls secured with thick collars and large metal chains. As Knox photographs the scene for evidence, he spots a dog in the corner of the yard in shocking condition. The black pit bull has multiple scars to his head and shoulders. The officers are sure they have stumbled on a dog-fighting operation.
Something back there too?
He's been banging, they've been fighting him.
Illegal dogfighting is a felony offense and a tragic fact of urban city life. Sadly, Philadelphia is no exception. Recent years have seen a steady increase in cases, and across the states, an estimated 250,000 dogs are killed or injured in fights each year.
We came expecting one thing and we got another one. And it's really messed up. They're fighting here.
The black pit bull has the worst injuries, but the other dogs are also in bad shape, and the living conditions are poor.
Nope, I don't see no food or water. He got infected ears because of the flies and stuff on them all the time. This is not good at all. Especially seeing a dog like that, you can tell that dog been through a lot, through a really hard time. He got a lot of marks in his face. Basically, all of them need vet care as soon as possible.
Under the terms of the search warrant, the officers are going to remove all 5 dogs and take them back to the shelter for medical attention. Knox cautiously approaches the first dog. If confronted or frightened, the dogs quickly become aggressive.
Now, look, it's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna hurt you, okay?
At the front of the house, the police are keeping guard. Inside is a 15-year-old boy who claims the dogs belong to his brother.
He said the guy that's in there, he's 15 years old. He said his brother like 16. He said that his brother just bring dogs home all the time, skinny, scarred up or whatever, adult dogs.
A neighbor who is concerned about the dogs hands Smith a phone. The mother of the young boy is called and wants to speak to the officers.
All right, that's what I need to hear. That's what I need to hear. He said, all right, listen. All right, listen to me, ma'am. He said that you have another son that's 16 and they his dogs. They his dogs. Come on.
The boy's mother tells Smith her son is lying.
Come on, it's okay. Come on. When I first asked, I said, whose dogs are they? He said, they my brother's dogs. And I said, how old is your brother? He said his brother's a little older than him, 16. A little while after, the phone rings. The guy handed me the phone. It's the mom on the phone saying, the guy that's telling you they're not his dogs, they're all his dogs. All the dogs are his. And she's saying that she's not taking a fall for those dogs. They all his. So I asked him again, are these dogs yours? He said, no. Then he said, yes, one of them mine. I only brought one in, and that's the tan and white one inside the cage. So he already claiming one of the dogs, so he wants to claim all of them.
The boy is only admitting to owning the pit bull boxer mix that is being kept separate from the others. But the officers don't believe him and think they have enough evidence to charge him with fighting the other dogs.
He putting clothes on, so they're going to arrest him.
As they carefully muzzle and load the dogs into their van, the police escort the 15-year-old from the house. He's been arrested on suspicion of dogfighting, a felony offense. With over 27 years' experience of working as a humane law enforcement officer, Knox has been trained to spot the telltale signs of fighting that will help make a case against the minor.
Dogs were in separate corners of the yard. I mean, they just don't be together because they would fight. Then they're all mixed pit bulls. Then to top that off, they all had different cuts, fresh wounds, old wounds, and multiple wounds. One dog had a bowl with his waist in it because he was confined inside of a cage where he couldn't even move if he wanted to. They need to be looked at because I'm not a vet, but some of those wounds they're nasty.
The charges against the minor will be determined by a judge in a court of law. In the meantime, the officers and the 5 dogs head back to the shelter. Back at the Pennsylvania SPCA, Champ is being evaluated by behaviorist Nicole LaRocco. In the last 4 weeks, he's made a great recovery after arriving at the shelter starved and weighing only 1/3 of his normal body weight. Today, Larocco wants to check whether he is suitable for adoption.
It's always a concern when a dog is emaciated that they are going to have some food bowl issues. And as you can see, as soon as we bring out the food bowl, he starts throwing some random behaviors and tricks and acting real cute, trying to get us to put down the food bowl. So, we're going to see what he does. What do you think? You hungry?
Even with the dog as friendly as Champ, Larocco has to be careful. She uses a plastic hand to test his reactions.
And then we're just going to start by lightly touching him on the back and neck. So far we can tell that he's a little bit concerned from looking at his eyes. His eyes are kind of rolling back in his head a little bit, and he's a little concerned, but nothing terrible. Next step, we're going to go around his face a little more. You'll notice there's a lip lift and some freezing.
Larocco is concerned. Champ is clearly food aggressive.
Any dog that has a food aggression issue is always going to be a dog that you need to monitor. Since this dog does have food bowl aggressions, you wouldn't want to take him home with your 5-year-old daughter and put them in the same room while he's eating a bowl of food. It's always going to be maintenance with a dog like this. You know, this guy could really use some one-on-one work every day with a trainer. You know, he's cute, he's sprightly, he's funny, he's affectionate, he dances around and acts real cute. That's going to get him adopted, but he does have some baggage. He needs work.
At the Pennsylvania SPCA, humane law enforcement officers are returning to base. They've seized 5 pit bull mixes they suspect were being used for illegal dogfighting. Officer Wayne Smith wants Director of Law Enforcement George Bengal to see for himself the most severely injured dog.
Here you go, George. That's bad.
This is horrendous. This dog is definitely a fighting dog. He's got scars all over his face.
Old and new.
Old and new. He's really tore up. He's been through the mill, this dog. That's really sad looking. Well, a dog that's chewed up that badly
is a vet that's going to make the case.
Yeah, vet will make the case, because that's not just an accidental fight. I mean, that dog is serious.
Yeah.
Bite marks all over it.
Each of the 5 dogs will be thoroughly examined by SPCA vet Dr. Ravi Mararka. Over the last 28 years, he's witnessed some horrific sights, but he's still shocked by the terrible injuries on the black pit bull's face.
Go see the doctor, come on.
Oh my God. It has all puncture wound all over the face. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's old and new.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
You got an old scar right here.
In all cruelty investigations, the medical staff play a vital role, assessing and documenting evidence that could win or lose a case.
It was actually a 15-year-old juvenile dog.
Oh, really? 15-year-old?
Yeah, 15-year-old juvenile.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable, unbelievable.
Yeah. Leonard is actually down at the police station pressing charges now.
Looking at the scars all over the face, these are healed up scars. I mean, this guy was in a fight for a long time.
From all these bite marks, Doc, do you think he's in any pain at all?
I mean, definitely. I mean, so these are all infected wounds. Look at especially the ears. Yeah. I mean, so look, this thing is all scabs.
Wow.
Can you believe that she's still wagging the tail with that kind of stuff?
Huh? But it's unfortunate that you have a dog like this. It's like having a loaded gun around.
Can I have a
possibly he can jump over the gate, snatch someone's poodle, snatch someone's little kitten. He's definitely going to kill it. That's what he's bred to do.
Mararka and the behaviorist team will assess each of the 5 dogs in turn. But after months of being conditioned to fight, their futures remain uncertain.
You know, you are well behaved. Did somebody tell you?
The team's hopes rest on the brown and white boxer mix named Drexel. He has no visible scars. And the officers suspect he was being kept as a pet instead of being used to fight. But behaviorist Nicole Larocco is anxious to make sure he's able to interact with other dogs without becoming aggressive. Adoption director Ray Little and Boogie have come to help out.
far, Drexel's doing a very good job. Drexel is calm, he's quiet, he's got neutral body language, so he's not being overly dominant. And we're gonna just let them meet. All right, Boog.
It's a tense moment as the two dogs start to interact. But Drexel appears calm and relaxed. Luraco is pleased.
You can see that Boogie's really trying to get Drexel to play with him. And Drexel doesn't really understand what's going on, but he's not being aggressive at all either. He's just being kind of sweet and quiet. Just like he doesn't know how to play with humans, he doesn't know how to play with other dogs either. The final prognosis for Drexel is that he is absolutely adoptable. We'd like Drexel to go to a home with experienced dog owners who know a little bit about socializing and training a dog. Because Drexel has had no social interaction and is a complete blank slate where he doesn't know how to interact with people or other dogs or anything like that. So Drexel is going to go up for adoption today. It's a great dog.
It's a great result. Drexel can be placed for adoption and hopefully will find a new home. At the Pennsylvania SPCA, Elizabeth the cat has been recovering from a large wound left by a deeply embedded collar. When she arrived at Philadelphia's Animal Care and Control, trainee agent Juan Martinez suspected it was a case of neglect and has asked Officer Betty Sorrell to help investigate. For the last month, she's been trying to track down the cat's owner.
Officer Sorrell speaking, how can I help you?
But at last, they've got in touch. Sorrell has finally got the answers she needs.
It was an elderly couple. They adopted the cat from PACA, and when they did that, the cat had been neutered. They thought that the wound on this cat's leg had been from a surgery. I don't think they understood fully what neutering was. They just knew that the cat had had a surgery. So they thought that this was a surgery wound. And when the wound started getting worse and the cat started limping, and it started to fester and stink, they realized that something was wrong. Being that they were an elderly couple, that they seemed completely unaware of what was really going on here, I think that while kind of a dumb mistake, it really was an honest mistake. And so I decided not to pursue charges on that.
Armed with all the facts, Sorrell is convinced the owners hadn't meant to harm Elizabeth. And thanks to the work of the Pennsylvania SPCA, she is almost ready to be placed up for adoption. She is being fostered by kennel attendant Christy Boyd and her daughter Lucy until her injured leg is completely healed.
Aww. Say hi. I've had Elizabeth for about almost a week now. We picked her up at the shelter to bring her home, and she's been really nice. She's been kind of shy here and there a little bit, but she's getting better. She's warming up. She doesn't want you to come right at her to be touched, and she likes to be held, just not as much over where her wound would be. She's more of a lap cat instead of being carried around. Her wound has actually had a little bit of trouble healing. She's been in and out of the shelter for wound changes and bandages. It's right under her arm, so the more she stretches and moves, sometimes she's reopening it. But she seems to be making progress.
Christy is one of the Pennsylvania SPCA's regular foster parents.
I like fostering. It's very rewarding. You get to spend time with the animals and you get to see them finally be adopted and become their new homes. It feels wonderful to take Elizabeth home from the shelter. I love to go in her cage and take her out and tell her we're going home, so she gets to be a little bit more comforted than being in the cage at the shelter with all the other animals. She's a very sweet cat. She just needs a little bit of love and attention, and she'll be fine.
Within a few weeks, Elizabeth will be fully recovered and will hopefully find a new family to love her. Back at the shelter, it's an important day for the rescued dog named Champ. A behavioral test 4 weeks ago revealed a serious problem. Like many starved dogs, Champ had become food aggressive.
There's a lip lift and some freezing.
Volunteer behaviorist Benny Trotter has been working with Champ to try to retrain him, and they've formed a strong bond. Today, she's brought him to Nicole Luraco for the crucial test that will determine whether Champ can be placed for adoption.
We're gonna start just by stroking his back. And we're gonna see if he gives us anything then. He's really not. We're watching for his eyes to freeze. We're watching for his eyes to roll back in his head. We're watching for him to stop eating. And so far, he's continuing eating at a pretty normal pace. This is a lot better than last time we did this test. Now there's a little lip. Let's try it again.
The test was going well, but LaRocco is concerned by Champ's reaction.
If we put this dog into a family with a child that comes up and grabs the bowl while he's eating, he could do serious damage. So that's going to affect who we place him. This is a hard call because the dog is so good on so many levels, yet has this issue, which, you know, it's a little tough. It's disappointing. It is disappointing because everybody at the shelter has absolutely fallen head over heels in love with this dog.
Champ has failed the test, but Benny is convinced he has the potential to get over his aggression. She wants to show LaRocco what progress they've made.
What I've been doing with him is, besides the initial hand feeding him, I've then been now giving him the food with me there and touching him, petting him. Here, baby. And just like, you know, tell him he's a good boy because he likes the wet food. He'll go after it and just keep my hands there. Initially, he growled a little bit because like he obviously didn't want any hands in his bowl. And I just constantly put the food he likes. He likes the wet food. If I did the dry food, he didn't actually care much if my hands were in there.
Right, which is a great test.
Yeah, he didn't care. But if I put the wet food, his nose was right in there. And I would even put my hands in there with the wet food on it and he'd eat it off my fingers.
It could be just the hand that he does not like. But from what I've seen here, it looks like this is something that he can be worked with on. So my suggestion for this particular animal is, while he's at the shelter, let's have different behavioral trainers work with him and do the same thing.
Look at you, look at you. Oh, it's okay. I'm a little upset because I was hoping we'd be able to put him up today for adoption because he's done so well with everything else. He didn't even like being petted when he first came in. So like that was huge that he lets everybody pet him now. So it's okay. So we have a ways to go, but we're working on it.
It's disappointing that he hasn't passed the test, but it's good news for Champ that he's been given one more chance to prove he can be placed for adoption. "10 weeks ago, the Pennsylvania SPCA humane law enforcement officers discovered 5 pit bulls they suspected were being used for fighting. Each of the dogs was closely evaluated, but sadly, the heavily scarred black pit bull and one of the other dogs had become so aggressive they were unable to be rehabilitated and had to be humanely euthanized.
You know, you are well behaved.
But 3 of the dogs have been put up for adoption. Today, events coordinator Rita Ann Provenzano is trying to help the pit bull boxer mix named Drexel find a new home.
You know, we take the mobile adoption unit out, and today we're at a fall festival at the Schuylkill River Park, and it's an annual event. Burger time!
Through public donations, the Pennsylvania SPCA, a nonprofit organization, is able to organize adoption events such as this one to help find new families for the 10,000 animals it rescues each year. Hopefully, it will be Drexel's lucky day.
Because he has the black eye, kind of looks like a bruiser, but the polar opposite.
Right, nothing could be further
yeah.
from the truth.
Yeah.
Actually, what did that one family say? The one mom said he looked like he had makeup on. She said, I don't know who did your makeup, but your eyeliner's tremendous.
With his good looks and gentle temperament, it shouldn't be too long before Drexel is spotted and given a new home and a new start.
He's beyond anything you could possibly imagine as far as being an adoptable dog. He's just coming from what he did come from, and considering the mess that they were all in, you could never guess that he would be this wonderful of a dog, that he could get past what he's gone through and just ended up being like this. He's fantastic.
When Champ, the starving dog, arrived at the shelter, humane law enforcement officers were shocked to discover his owner and her daughter living in squalid conditions. The young girl was taken to live at her aunt's, and the small cat removed from the house has now been adopted. Officer Wayne Smith promised to do what he could to help.
I'll help you as much as I can. Come on. Come on. Come on.
I want my baby back.
True to his word, Smith has kept in touch with the family to see how they're doing.
Last time I talked to her, she was saying that she was having company over, and she couldn't have company over before because the house was such a mess, and she was saying she was doing good in school. That haven't changed, and I was just telling her that anytime you need help, just give me a call. Don't hesitate. I know how that feels to be a young man and not have certain things and go through life, not receiving any help at all, and having to scavenge out in the street on your own. So, I let her know that anytime you need help or a set of ears to listen to or someone to give you advice, don't hesitate to call. So, and she calls me on it every now and then, so that's a good thing.
Across town, volunteer behaviorist Benny Trotter also has some good news. Champ has been adopted, and today, she's heading out to Bluebell, Pennsylvania to see him in his new home with his owner, Gabriel Pinay.
I was thinking that maybe he won't remember me as well. I don't know. I'm hoping he does. I spent a lot of time with him. But he's a shepherd, and a lot of times the shepherds do bond with one or two people, and he is living with Gabe and his brother. And I know that he's bonded to him. So I'll be a little sad if he doesn't remember me, but that's okay. As long as I know he's in a great home, because, at one time, people weren't sure he was going to make it to get into a good home, so. And he showed everyone that he beat all the odds, and he's a great dog.
It's 9 weeks since Benny last saw Champ. She's been training dogs for over 6 years, but every once in a while, a dog like Champ comes along and wins a special place in her heart.
Look at him.
And the feeling's mutual.
Champ, you remember me? I knew you would. Yes, that's my baby. You remember me. Aw, he looks great. Come here. I know. Come here. Oh my God, he looks great. He looks. Oh. He looks great. Put on a few pounds. We won't talk about that, though. I'm going to get Champ some treats. I brought him some. I brought him a bunch for him and for Gabe to give him. I bought him a couple containers, okay? But I bought a special little baggie of favorite ones that he liked. And they were like little cheese ones that he liked. And these are peanut butter, special peanut butter ones. As you can tell, he's sitting very content waiting for me to get these. Look at that face. You know what this is, don't you? Yeah, these are for you. Okay, you have to wait. He will still go after my pocket. Sit. Down. Over. Over. No. Over. Hey, he's doing pretty good.
Sit.
Good boy.
Down. And over. When I picked him up, some of the people at the shelter were crying to see him go and the fact that he had survived. So, I don't know, that says something about him and about all the people that treated him.
Oh, he loves to play. I can tell. He's a boy's dog.
Well, I was told when I picked him up he was pretty aggressive being fed or very protective of his food. That hasn't been a big issue since he's by himself. It's just me and him most of the time. He'd get pretty excited, try to pretty much rush me whenever I used to feed him initially. But now he's calmed down, he's very patient. He'll wait for me to put his food in the bowl and then just wait for me to tell him it's okay to eat. So he's doing great, but I don't think he's aggressive that way at all.
He likes to rough. But then he calms down. You gonna calm down? You gonna calm down? I became attached to Champ, I think, because he was such a difficult case. Although I've had other difficult cases, and some of the dogs I work with were there over a year. I've had a few dogs that were there over a year before we could find the right home. But with Champ, it was something special. It was just a connection we had when he was so aggressive and food aggressive, and I just kept looking at him thinking, there's this great dog. I don't know, we just connected, and I knew there was a great dog in there. And once we did, and he trusted me, then that's what it was. I needed his trust, and from there, we did great. I will be keeping in touch with Gabe, I think, for a long, long time. I want to get updates on Champ, and I'll be sending him a little Christmas present, I'm sure, a little package of treats, his favorite thing. And yeah, we're going to be in touch for a long, long time.
Thanks to the hard work of Benny and the Pennsylvania SPCA, it's a happy ending for Champ and the start of a great friendship.